What's going on YouTube? I'm Wayne and this is Wayne's Fish World. Thanks for tuning in to another episode today, guys. This week I want to be talking about how to grow your fish. Not only how to grow your fish, but how to do it fast. There's a lot of different factors going in why fish develop at different rates and how they develop, and even if they will develop to their fullest potential, either it be genetic makeup or be the conditions they're given. We're going to be talking about that in this episode. Every day, several times a day, I go through my YouTube channel and I try to reply to everyone who's left me a comment or a message. Now, there's several people on the YouTube channel that whine and complain and tell me my 20 years experience doesn't amount to anything because I'm still some kind of inbred moron who doesn't know anything about fish. Half of them get deleted, half of them I like to argue with just for the fun of it to keep them going. But the ones that make my day are the ones who need help. And the ones that really remind me for the reason I'm out here making these videos are example A. Brian left me a message on Facebook.com on how basically one of my videos gave him great inspiration. I'm not going to spread the whole conversation with you guys, but the guy found great inspiration out of one of my videos and I made his day. I gave him hope, and that's what it's all about, guys. So go check out the love on Facebook.com. That way you can share the love over there as well. There are several factors that contribute to the overall growth of a fish, and we're going to be talking about this next. One of the main factors is diet. You don't want to go short on this. If you want to achieve the desired growth rates of your fish, you want to go with a quality staple diet. Foods like Hikari, New Light Spectrum, Raspy, and Microlift are high-quality brands, and they're going to give you positive results with your fish. When I'm feeding my fish, I want to make sure that I'm feeding my fish several times a day. I want to feed them as much as possible, as little as possible. And what I mean by that is that I might feed my fish several times a day, but I'm giving them small increments. And that's somewhat similar to the wild. Fish in the wild don't go to a buffet. They are slowly eating small meals throughout the day. You also want to make sure that you're giving your fish the proper nutrition. For example, if you have an Oscar, you don't want to be feeding it veggies. That fish has to eat meat. And if you have tangs who are herbivores, you want to make sure that fish is getting a nice vegetarian diet. It's a heavy debated topic. I do not want to hear fish only grow to the size of the tank that they are in. That is inhumane. Larger tanks actually lead to more rapid growth in fish. A bigger water volume is controlling more things that we can see, such as water parameters. Fish actually release a hormone that we're going to talk about a little later, and that's contributing to the dilution of that hormone in the water column. So the bigger the water column, the more diluted that hormone is, meaning the fish will grow more rapidly. Water volume in bigger quantities are going to be a lot easier to care for. The toxins in the water are going to be spread out and the water is going to be much more manageable. The parameters are going to stay much steadier, meaning to more stable conditions, to a healthier fish, to a more rapid growth rate. Keeping stable water parameters is key. Stability in your aquarium is success in your aquarium. There's a lot of different elements such as KH3, wink wink, that you're going to have to learn how to keep stable, but it'll come with ease and time. Higher temperatures will actually lead into a faster growth rate for your fish because higher temperatures will speed up the metabolic processing in your fish's body. There's different types of toxins in the water such as ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate. These elements will actually in high numbers either kill your fish or possibly it can stunt the growth of your fish. So you want to make sure that you have healthy water parameters in your aquarium. Have you guys ever heard that when you do a water change that you're actually making your fish grow faster, and the more often you do a water change, the faster your fish will grow? That's actually true. And the reason behind that is because when you're doing a water change, you're replenishing. You're replenishing micro and macronutrients, trace elements, and vitamins, and other elements that plants, corals, fish, and vertebrates utilize to grow. You're also doing another thing. You're diluting the hormone and pheromones that we're going to be talking about very shortly. That hormone will actually limit the fish's growth. Stress. Stress is actually the #1 killer of all fish. I actually did a video not too long ago, and I'll put that right there in the video. You can check that video out, click on it, and it'll open up to a new window. I'll also put that video in the description below. If you want to check that out another time, feel free to. It's a lot of great information. A lot of people found that helpful, and maybe you can too. But stress, anyways, I'll shut up, let the slides roll. There's a lot of factors in the home aquarium that contribute to stress. If you guys want a detailed analysis on what stress is, how to prevent stress, and how to reverse stress, I highly suggest you guys go watching that video. It's got a lot of information that can do you good. But for the sake of it, I boiled it down to 3 main topics. They're not in any order. These are just 3 topics that I thought were key, and they're most common for causing stress. Number 1, improper tank mates. You've got to make sure that you got tank compatibility in your aquarium. You want to make sure that your fish get along. Big fish are going to eat the small fish. Some fish don't want to see the other fish. Some fish are very aggressive, some are territorial. Sometimes you've got to bully, and you might have to make accommodations for the fish that are in your aquarium. Think about it, guys. If you got someone always at your shoulder pestering you, nagging you, or maybe perhaps bullying you, well, you're gonna have to take care of business. This is another one, improper water parameters. This is common and it's sad. You guys gotta go buy a master test kit, either it be freshwater or saltwater. You can always see the effects of bad water parameters or the effects of good water parameters, but you can never see bad water parameters unfolding with the naked eye. You're always gonna see the effects. Improper water parameters can actually result in a stressed fish, or worse, a dead fish. Number 3, improper housing. This is a big one. You can't expect to keep an Oscar in a 10-gallon aquarium for the rest of his life. You can't expect to keep a red-bellied Pacu in a 55-gallon for the rest of his life. This is not good. Some people will argue that fish only get to the size of their tank. That's inhumane, and I don't stand by that at all. And you shouldn't either. And if you do, well, you got some problems to work out there, buddy. So the one thing all these effects of stress can have is the production of cortisol. Cortisol is a hormone that is released when a fish gets stressed out. What does that hormone do? It can lead to very bad things for your fish. And one of the main and most common things is, you guessed it, stunted growth. Fish are also naturally producing this hormone at all times, even in the wild. That way they know when and where to grow. If they're in a dry season, they're trapped in a little puddle or a small pond, they're going to release more of this hormone, and this hormone is going to tell them not to grow in this water. It's very stagnant. We don't want to grow here. This is my favorite factor on the list, and I saved it for last on purpose. A lot of people overlook this, and it's time some light got shined upon it. No 2 fish are the same. They've got different genetic makeup. Fish inherit their genes from their parents just like me and you do, just like any living organism on this planet does. No 2 fish are the same, just as no 2 humans are the same. Take this for example. I had a 13-inch ballast shark that had an early death because it spooked, it hemorrhaged, it got really messed up, and it died later that night. It was an unfortunate death, but I had people left and right asking me, Wayne, how come my ballast shark's not getting as big as yours? Well, some of the factors on this list might have contributed to that, but one of the main factors that you cannot get around is genetic makeup. No 2 fish are the same, no 2 people are the same. I'm 5'10". I'm really strong, I've got average speed, but I'm really bulky. When I was skinnier and I fit into a size medium, I couldn't get under 202 pounds. Even though I was really skinny, I couldn't get under that because of the natural born muscle that I was born with, because of my father. My father's an inch shorter than me, but he's really strong. Same thing applies to different people. Some people out there are really tall and really skinny. They're really fast. Where did they get that from? They got that from their parents. And the fish are blind by that same rule. It's physics. You can't get around it. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. Take all the information that I've given you and incorporate that with your own system. Learn your system, not the hobby. You guys gotta learn that early on. Anyways, end of the video, it's over. I uploaded a picture to my Facebook last night and I said, hey, I'm working on my saltwater tank, blah, 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 blah. And I got a comment saying, I hope the video is going to be on saltwater. So since I missed out on you guys last Sunday, I decided I'm going to release 2 videos today. So click on the link right here in the video. You can click anywhere on screen and it'll bring you to the second video that I'm uploading, and it's all about saltwater. It's nothing going to be special about editing. It's just going to be a raw video of me shooting film, and we're going to be talking about what's going on with the saltwater tank. Comment, rate, subscribe, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope it was educational for you guys. I'll see you next time. This is Wayne with Wayne's Fish World. Later.